All right, welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm Jason DeGate. Again, the topic is Future Leaders of America's Golf. It's a new youth organization, a new youth movement here, started by several of our local youth here in Terrebonne Parish, branching out towards Lafourche and the Gulf region here in Louisiana and other parts. And Vinny, we were talking about the things you're doing to spread the word to other youngsters across the coastal Gulf. What do you do to educate yourself as a young person on the, what I guess others, maybe grown-ups, would consider to be grown-up issues, but they're not grown-up issues. They affect all of us because we're all residents here in Louisiana and in America. So what are you doing to educate yourself so you know exactly what topics you need to have an opinion on or be strong about?
Well, we've actually we've been scanning the news a lot. It's one of the easiest way to get information is to scan the news, be on top of it. We always check a lot of the local papers, state papers, the national news outlets, and we try to be very updated on that. The second thing, another way that we do this, is we listen to public officials. We usually ask them, what do you think is the most pressing issue to Louisiana? And they always have something to say. They know about it. They've been fighting for it for years, and some of the stuff they've been fighting for since the explosion happened, so they know all about it, and they can give us a pretty good perspective. Another thing that we do is we do a lot of interviews, and I know Jessica knows a little bit about that.
Right, and let me do that. I'm going to bring in our two new guests here. As you can see, if we can go back to the other shot, Stefan. In the middle is Miss Jessica Bork, and she's also a member of the Future Leaders of America's Golf. And on the end, we have Hannah Lemoyne, who's also a member, and also we'll be talking about her talents as an artist as well coming up. But first, let's go to Jessica, as Vinny was about to ask her a question.
I'm actually in charge of the education committee, and what we do, we try to go around the area and conduct interviews with people who know all about everything that's going on. And we actually recently went down to LumCon and interviewed Dr. Alex Kolker and asked him about how the oil will affect the marshes and why the marshes are important to us.
Yeah, the other thing he was really he really talked about a lot was we asked him a little bit about the wetland loss, because that's a huge issue that's been going on for years. And I know there's some of the statistics. And we're losing an acre an hour, and we lost the size of Delaware, coastal lands the size of Delaware. And he talked a lot about the Mississippi River diversion, which is a huge issue with and how the river naturally flows. And there's a lot of good stuff and a lot of things that we didn't know, and that he really helped us understand. And we also tried to go to as many events as we can. We've been to the National Commission in New Orleans. It was actually at the Riverside Hilton over there, and that was a presidentially appointed committee. And we've been to a lot of the public meetings. Went to one in Buras, Louisiana, last Saturday actually. It was a LPB, a little public broadcasting thing, and one of our members, Mallory, who was just on. She's with the Youth
Louisiana Legislative Youth Advisory Council.
Okay.
But she went down. She got to ask a question to them, and they had Parish President Billy Nunn guest there, and a lot of other guys. So we've really learned a lot, and there's so much out there that.
Well, good. Certainly, we want to commend you for taking the initiative to learn about your culture down here and the issues affecting you. Jessica, I was asking everyone where they went to school. Where do you go to school?
I go to Vanderbilt.
All right. And why is it that you decided personally that you wanted to get involved in this movement?
I would like to stay involved, and I felt this was a great opportunity to actually do something and help the community and get our word out there that we are important and we do have a voice that needs to be heard.
Okay. And Hannah, where do you go to school?
I go to school at Vanderbilt Catholic.
All right. And I understand you have you're extremely talented when it comes to art, and I know you have a shirt there. Why don't you explain the design that you've designed and basically what is it? Is that the logo for the organization?
Yes, sir. It's a pelican of piety. It's a pelican feeding its babies. When a pelican can't find food for its chicks, it basically pecks itself and it feeds its babies when it can't find food.
Okay.
It's a Christian symbol, and it's very symbolic of Louisiana, how Louisiana sacrifices for the rest of the country.
Right, and
with the
actually
oil.
we had the parish president and local officials from Lafourche on here earlier, and we were talking about the effects of Hurricane Katrina and what we learned and how the residents were bringing everybody in and helping them. So it's very significant that you bring that up in this time. That's also on the state flag or the seal, correct?
It was actually a cool story about that. They had it was on the state flag and state seal, and this was supposed to be on it. And over the years, they had kind of slacked off. They hadn't put the blood on the mother's chest when she's trying to feed her babies. And it was actually a high school student who did a project on it, and he realized that it was missing, and so he went to his state officials, his public officials, and they got legislation passed. It was kind of cool. There was a high school student who brought about that change, and we hope to do the same.
Right. Well, very good. And I guess, Hannah, what was the inspiration behind the entirety of it? Because you also have the pelican there, and then you have the, some significant colors, I guess, in the logo itself.
We wanted to make it patriotic because it's not just Louisiana's Gulf, it's America's Gulf. It's for all of America.
Right, very good. And then there you see some new designs. I guess you guys could print up some T-shirts and spread the word in concerning that as well, right?
Yes, sir. We're actually they came out today. They just came off the printing press, I guess, and they're going to be available on our website. But right now, they're also being sold at Artistic Embroidery. It's on Corporate Drive, Corporate in Hollywood.
Okay.
And they're out of there. Miss Shelley Toops was kind enough to sell some of them out of her store, and so you can go by and pick those up, and they'll go to us to help educate and to hopefully make some trips out of state to go talk to other youth groups to spread the word, spread the message, and to kind of get our message out there.
Well, good. And Jessica, I guess, be in charge of the education of it and everything. Any other interviews that you're trying to line up right now, I guess, to gain more education on a specific issue? Or I guess if you had your choice, who would be your number one person right now you'd like to interview to learn some more information?
We actually have a whole list of people, and we want to specifically interview API.
Okay.
And they have a lot of information about the petroleum industry and stuff like that,
All right.
which is what we're focused on, a lot of stuff.
Right.
The president.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
If he's available, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bob
Well,
Dylan.
hey, if you get your movement going, I think as you've shown in the past, a youth movement can grow very quickly with today's World Wide Web and thing. And if you get a strong enough voice, I think, the sky's the limit with this thing. We certainly want to commend you guys. I know you've been on the program before conducting the youth forum, and you'll continue to come on the program. Vinny, why don't you talk just a little bit about, why you want to be here and what you look to gain by coming on routinely here on Bayou Time?
Well, we hope to, like we said, we're going to start coming on. We're going to hopefully have some of our interviews for y'all, and to be able to put them up during some of our segments and kind of give some more information. I want to also be able to let everyone know, or let the youth, parents included, know about us, and we also want to have them be involved and maybe ask some questions, and try to learn as much as you can. On our website, you can definitely comment on any of the articles. We have a flag news section, and you can comment on any of the articles. You can email us to ask a question. You go on our Facebook page and post a question, and we'll get you back an answer if you have any questions pertaining to us, pertaining to the entire situation, and we'll be sure to answer you as quickly as possible.
All right, and if you just want to join, if we have some high school students out there watch us now and they want to join your organization, your movement, what's the best way to do so?
You can email us at info@flag.org, info@laflag.org, or you can. Our Facebook's always available. We check that pretty often. Or just contact any of us if you know us. Email is probably the best way to go. We also have a number, 985-855-6598, that you can call, and we'll help you out with that. But probably email would be the best way to go, or Facebook.
All
We're
right.
always checking that.
Well, guys, I know you were recently interviewed by WWL. You're here on Bayou Time. We'll be routinely, and met with a lot of high-ranking parish officials and state officials, and good job. Don't stop now. Continue what you're doing and spread the word, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Okay, awesome. We look forward to being here.
All right, okay. What we'll do is we'll take a break, and when we come back, it looks like Steve, who's going to be here tonight? Actually, Stan Gravois, I said Steve, I don't know why. Stan Gravois will be here tonight, not David Miller. And of course, Stan is our resident guru here on Bayou Time concerning local sports, and he'll have all that coming up for you next on Bayou Time.